Namaste, beautiful souls. It's me again, back with another one. So, per usual, I've already set my sacred space. I've also set the intention for this reading to be timeless, so it doesn't matter when you see it. 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years. It's meant for you to see it when you see it. Okay, collective. I hope everybody enjoying their weekend so far. Staying in high vibrations. Like I always say, I'm gonna always say it. Keeping your head up, staying positive, optimistic. You know what I'm saying? And just in high vibrations. All together, right? So I hope y'all keeping your head up, right? No matter what. Okay. So collective, today we're gonna be doing my fave, love reading. Y'all already know I love reading. So let's get to it, shall we? 100 could be a significant number. The number 100 or the number 101 could be a significant number. We already know 1 starts. It stands for, new beginning. Right? But y'all, I've been good. My live went good yesterday. People came in and showed love. Got some guidance from spirit yesterday. That was my 3rd live that I've done for the last 3 Saturdays, and I think I'm gonna do a 4th one coming up this Saturday coming up next weekend. Same time, same place, y'all. Same time, same place. That's the only card that fell. Let me see. Oh, nope. Okay. Yep, so y'all welcome to join. Let's see what spirit got for us today, y'all. What's going on with the love in the collective? What's going on? Okay, here we go, y'all. Spirit. What does the collective need to hear right now, spirit? What does the collective need to hear right now? Spirit, what does the collective need to hear? What else, spirit? Can I have 3 or 4 more cards for now? What else does the collective need to hear, spirit? What else, spirit? I don't know, y'all. This might just be a general reading. What the collective needs to hear right now instead of a love reading. That's what it's looking like so far, but we don't see. What else, spirit? What does the collective needs to hear right now? Yep, it don't look like it's gonna be a love reading today, y'all. Spirit, like, nope, not today, Keisha, not today. What else, spirit? Can I have 2 more cards for now, spirit? Yeah, this isn't a love reading, y'all. Spirit was like, nope, we not doing no love reading today. Not today. I guess that'll be my next reading, huh? Okay, spirit, can I have 1 more card for now? One more card for now, spirit. What does the collective need to hear right now, spirit? Yeah. Okay, spirit. Okay. So, um, so I feel like right now, Spirit is saying for a lot of us in the collective too, we need to declutter. Spirit is saying we need to declutter, let go of old items, create a new sacred space for yourself. So I feel like with this card, I feel like Spirit is saying for the ones in the collective that have, that have not yet set up a sacred space for yourselves, within your home. Um, Spirit is saying, make room for it. Make room for, your sacred space, a sacred area for you to go and, respect and show, love to your ancestors, your spiritual team, your crossover loved ones, whoever you want to, show love and respect to and call on, Spirit is saying make space for that, and in your home. Because I feel like it's needed now more than ever. Is what Spirit is saying. Um, Also, Spirit is saying there's with this energy activation. Spirit is saying connect to the divine through meditation or prayer. So with the energy activation, I mean it's self-explanatory. Spirit want us to connect more with with our higher selves. You know what I'm saying? Connect more through meditation and prayer. A lot of us we still not meditating is what I know, and what I'm hearing. A lot of us don't meditate. We don't think this is important, right? We don't think these things are important, but it's far more important than ever before. This time right now, this lifetime right now, that you're living in this 3D realm, this matrix. This stuff is more important now more than ever. Okay, so Spirit wants you to take the time out, to go to a quiet place, whatever place that is for you, whatever your quiet place is. Spirit wants you to take that time out to not only make space for a sacred space, but also to meditate in that sacred space, right? Where you feel safe, where you will feel calm, where where the ambience is just peaceful and serene. Okay, because right now, Spirit is saying with the awakening card, it's about to be a shift. It's about to be a shift. The shift has already happened, but I'm hearing it's gonna be far more souls awakening now, far more than in the last 3, 4, 5 years. It's gonna be way more souls awakening now. Is what Spirit is saying. Um, it's gonna be a lot of us, awakening and waking up to our truth. Discovering ourselves. Our true selves at our core, who we forgot existed, since we were kids. Spirit is saying it's going to be all about discovering yourselves, and having a mass awakening, and it's going to be a huge shift, is what Spirit is saying. And during this time of awakening, Spirit wants you to rest. Spirit wants you to rest. Listen to your body, is what Spirit is saying, mentally and physically. Unwind, take a breath, breathe, is what I feel like Spirit is saying. Take a walk through nature. You know what I mean? If you like to be by the water, take a walk on the beach, because you're going to need to do these things to keep yourself grounded and aligned, right? Is what Spirit is saying. Spirit is saying, with the self-limited beliefs, a lot of us are creating, our reality, but we're seeing it in a negative way, because we're having all these negative thoughts that's causing blocks, is what I'm hearing Spirit say. Yeah, it's creating roadblocks in our lives, is what Spirit is saying. Okay, what else, Spirit? Spirit, what else does the collective needs to hear right now, Spirit? Spirit, what else? Spirit, what else does the collective needs to hear right now? 930 could be a significant number, and 929 could be a significant number. Spirit, what else? Yeah, the retreat card. Spirit is saying, time spent alone, reflection on past and current situations. So Spirit is saying, if during this time of awakening, um, if you feel the need to retreat, to be by yourself, to be alone, to reflect, on some things that you may need to heal from your past. Spirit is saying that's okay. Reflect on those past situations, even if some things happen here in the recent past. It's okay to reflect on those. Is what Spirit is saying. Because I feel like a lot of us are going to be needing to do that. That's how we heal. We have to visit the past to heal, right? Because believe it or not, the past isn't the past. Everything is happening simultaneously. Time doesn't exist. Everything happens all at once. So that little girl or that little boy still exists, and he or she exists in here, right? So whatever past trauma you need to heal from or revisit, it's okay. Retreat is what Spirit is saying to do that. Okay. The decisions card is here. The need to gain clarity through decision making. Yeah, I feel like with the retreat and with the retreat card here and time to reflect on the past. Spirit is saying, you're going to need to do that, to gain clarity. To gain clarity, you may need to, to take time out sometimes to sit by yourself, to be alone, to meditate, to be able to, to gain clarity, to make, an important decision in life. You know what I'm saying? You may need to connect with your higher self. In order to do that, you may need to, go within and reflect to get answers so that you can make the right decision. Right? Is what I'm hearing. So you can, make sure you're on the right path. So, and I'm also hearing Spirit is saying a lot of us gonna have some major decisions to make very soon, and they're not going to be easy decisions. Is what I'm hearing. What else, Spirit? What else does the collective need to know needs to hear right now, Spirit? 12/20/27 could be a significant number. 12/27. 12/22 could be a significant number. 12/22. Dedication. Stay dedicated to your goals, efforts that will reap success. Yep, dedication. Like I was just saying, it's not going to be easy. So Spirit is saying, it's really going to take, you to be dedicated, to stand on this path, to get through these difficult moments, that's going to be coming up. You got to be dedicated to your goals, what your dreams, what your desires, whatever those are, whatever that look like. Spirit is saying stay dedicated. And if you stay dedicated, it's going to be worth it at the end, right? You're going to reap the rewards. That's what Spirit is saying. And not only are you going to reap the rewards of, being dedicated to your goals and your dreams, you're going to also reap rewards for being on the right path, for following, your soul purpose, right? For fulfilling your soul purpose is what I feel like Spirit is saying. And I'm hearing sometimes it could be a lonely road. But like I said in another video, it's worth it. It's worth it. And you're going to be better off for it. Yeah, Spirit is saying, realignment, shift your perspective for a gained sense of clarity. Yeah, a lot of us we look at things, we all have our own perspective of things, which means we all have different realities, right? So, Spirit is saying when things may seem to be, happening to you instead of happening for you, shift your perspective. Look at it from a higher perspective. Look at it from, a more positive perspective. You know what I'm saying? And get realigned in that moment. And in that moment, it's where you'll find clarity. Take a breath, breathe, close your eyes, connect, within, connect with your heart chakra. And then in that moment, you'll find clarity. Is what Spirit is saying. Because in that moment, you're gonna realign. You're gonna be realigned. It only takes a moment to get, back in alignment. It doesn't take a whole day. It doesn't take a half hour. It just takes a moment for you to just be in the moment. Put your left hand over your heart chakra. Put your right hand on top and take a deep breath and be in a moment and connect with your heart chakra. And in that moment, you're connecting with all, right? Spirit, is there anything else? 1523 could be a significant number. 1523. Anything else for the collective today, Spirit? Divine timing. Spirit is saying everything has a higher purpose. Yep, I was just saying that. Everything has a higher purpose. Whatever path, whatever this reading is basically telling you, to find what your purpose is. What lights you up on the inside? What makes your inner child just giggly and happy and joyful? What is it that you can think about and you immediately feel, so much love and excitement for and passion? That is what your purpose is. That is what your purpose is. That is what you were brought here to do. That is what you signed up for when you agreed to come back to this planet during this time in this body as this person. A lot of us we find ourselves, working, jobs that we don't like, that we're not satisfied or happy doing, and it's just it's just a job. It's just a means to an end, right? We're not happy about doing it. We just do it because we feel like we got to do it because again we all have bills, right? So Spirit is saying, take this guidance. You know what I'm saying? And follow this guidance so that you can get on the right path, so you can get realigned, right? Because it's going to be a mass awakening, and it's all happening in divine time. That's what Spirit is saying, and it's time for you to fulfill your soul purpose. And if you don't know what that is, it's time for you to figure it out, and you can figure it out by taking this guidance right now. Anything else? 1751. 1751 could be a significant number. Balance. Juggling too many things at once. Find time for yourself. Yeah, like I was just saying earlier. Find time out, to meditate. Find time out to just be, is what I feel like. I know a lot of us have busy lives. We got families. We have work. Some of us have more than one job. You know what I'm saying? So we all can have busy lives, but Spirit is saying you have to make time for this. You have to make time. This is self-love. When you make time for yourself to connect with the Most High and your higher self, in your heart, that is self-love. That is putting yourself first, is what Spirit is saying. So no matter what we have going on in our daily lives, we have to take time out for self. We have to take a moment out to breathe and reconnect and get realigned, is what Spirit is saying. And again, it don't have to be an hour out your day. It could take 30 minutes out of your day to be at peace, to be still, and to be, okay? 1859, 1900 could be a significant number. Okay. Spirit, we have one more last card. And with the abundance card, like I was saying earlier, that when we find our purpose and we get on that path and we stay on that path and we stay dedicated to that path and we fulfill our purpose. And I was just talking about how a lot of us don't like, we go to jobs we don't like because we have to. We feel like we have to in order to make it in this matrix, in order to pay bills. Spirit is saying with the abundance card. The abundance card is here. An inflow of money, love, or rewards. Like I was just saying, you will reap the rewards, for fulfilling your soul purpose, for doing what you're supposed to do and what you agreed to do when you came into this life, is what Spirit is saying. It's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. Anything worth having is worth waiting and working for, right? Anything worth having is worth being dedicated to, right? So Spirit is saying you can have an abundant life. We all can have an abundant life. And abundance doesn't not necessarily mean money. It could be abundance of money. It could be an abundance of love. It could be an abundance of feeling joy, being joyful, full of joy, being joyful, an abundance of time, an abundance of peace. We can have it all, but it's up to us. It's up to us, is what I feel. Okay? So take the time out. Take the time out for self. You don't owe nobody an excuse. Why you doing what you're doing when you choose to do it. It's self-love. So this message today is about self-love. It was a love reading, but it was a love reading for self. That's what Spirit is saying. Okay? So collective 2119 could be a significant number. 2121 could be a significant number. Okay, collective, that is my reading for today. If this reading resonates with you, like it. Also share it, because you never know who else needs to hear this beautiful message from Spirit today. Who else will resonate with this message? Who else needs to hear this message, right? I love you, collective. Tomorrow starts a new work, a new week, the start of a new week. Remember to wake up, be grateful and thankful. Tell yourself something positive. Look in the mirror. Tell yourself, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Be grateful and thankful for taking that breath when you wake up, right? For breathing when you wake up, right? And keep your head up. Always have that crown straight. Remember who you are, okay? I love you, collective. Peace, love, and light. Namaste.